In this lecture, we will be looking at how to cite references. Now, references are of two types. First of all, why do we need to give references? If you can look at this phrase, it says, if you want to see farther, you need to sit on giants' shoulders, which means that whenever you have to write in research, you always cite the previous writers. For example, whenever you have to cite some religious thing, you always give a reference of Bible, Quran, or these holy books. Why? Because they are the giants in that field. So, for example, if you want to write something about organizational commitment, so you're always going to give the names of those people who first coined this term. For example, you study the BCG matrix. So whenever you're going to cite BCG matrix, you will be giving the name of Boston Consultancy Group. Why? Because they were the founder of this thing. So the same way, in research, you cannot say anything from your own side. You always have to say things which have already been said by the previous people who published their literature in that field. Right?
Sir, are you saying BCG Metrics was introduced by BCG Global?
I'll take the question afterwards. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So when we talk about the kind of references, there are basically two types of references. The first type is known as in-text reference. The second is known as end reference. Now, in order to cite these references or give these references, we will be following the American Psychological Association style, which is also known as the APA style. So we will be following this style because there are many other styles in which you cite and write the references differently. For example, there is a Harvard style, there is an MLA style, there is a Chicago style, and there are other styles. But we will only be following the APA style, which is American Psychological Association style. Now, first of all, we need to clarify what is meant by these two types of references and why do we need these two type of references. First of all, the first type is known as in text. This means that this is a reference which is used in the text. When you are writing the text of your research, you're using these references, and then at the end, you give the detail of these references. Now, we will go back to our paper. Okay, let's look at this paper, and we need to clarify what do we mean by in-text and end references. Now, as we give our text, for example, this is our text, this is the introduction part, this is the text. Okay, so see this Perry Smith and Munica 2017, Zohu and Shelley 2018, 2008. Then we have this Rist Zohu. Then we have this Bilal and Ahmed 2015. Now, we are using these references within the text. That is why we are calling them in-text referencing, because it is coming in the text, right? Now, why do we write this? Now, the problem is that this thing which has been said by someone, for example, the interest of understanding creativity and innovation in business organizations has increased in the last 2 decades. Why do I say it? Because I have read it from, or I have grasped it or observed it from these people. Who are these people? These are the authors of already published papers, right? Now, Something else I want to see, organizations these days are very much concerned to know how to enhance creativity and innovation. And who's saying it? Zoho and Shelly 2008. These are the names, Zoho and Shelly. We'll talk about them, how do we write them. And this is the year in which they published their research. We'll talk about it in detail. But the idea is that it is not I am who's saying it. It is already been said by some giants, some good authors. After you will complete your research and you will be able to publish it, then you will also become one of the giants or one of the authors. Then people are going to cite you. So this is how it goes. So, for example, I am saying Bilal and Ahmed 2015. Let's suppose a reader like one of you doesn't believe that it has been said by Bilal and Ahmed, because it's just a name and the year, anyone can do it. So how a reader can verify that this statement has been said or something like this has been said by these people, right? So that is why now we use the end references. So if you go to the end of this page and I want to find out what is this paper of Bilal and Ahmed 2015, because it is talking about creativity and innovation. So I'll scroll down to the end of my paper, and at the last thing is going to be, most of the times the last thing is the references and references, or sometimes it is written as bibliography. Now, when I'll go here in the references part, these are going to be in alphabetical order. They will be starting from A and then A to Z. So we also have to give these references in alphabetical order because we are using the APA style. So in APA style, you give the end referencing in alphabetical order from A to Z. So what was the paper that I was trying to find? It was Bilal. So it started with B. So we'll go after A, we are going to find B. Now we have two paper of Bilal and Ahmed, but we are looking for a paper which is 2015. It is published in 2015. Now, let's look at this paper. The team goal orientation through information exchange, creativity and innovation with technology and trust in leader as moderator. Now, the detail of that paper, that book, or that website will be mentioned here in the end references. If you want to verify that the reference that we gave in the in text is the right reference, then this is the place where you're going to find your papers in detail. So it is talking about innovation and creativity. Yes. Now, how do we differentiate between the things that are there in the end references? Now, suppose this is the name of the authors. That means there are two authors involved. So this is the name of the author. We'll talk about how do we write these names. Secondly, this is the year of its publication. This is the year where paper was published and when actually it was published. This is the title of the paper, right? This is the name of the journal in which it was published. This 5 is known as the volume of the paper, of the journal, sorry, the volume of the journal. We'll talk about it. And this 2, which is in the bracket, is known as the issue of that journal. We'll talk about it as well. And these are the number of pages, 123 to 134, in which this paper, particular paper, was published. So we have all the details about the in-text reference that we gave in the beginning of our introduction. Got it? Why do we use the in-text and the end references? Okay. Now, the next thing is that how do we write the in-text and end references? We avoid the detail in in-text referencing because if we try and give all the detail in the text, everything about volume and journal name and everything, then the text will not make much of the meaning. That is why we avoid it, and we just give the name of the authors and the name of and the year, and the detail is given at the end of the references. So this is the main reason. Now, the writing of this in-text reference is very technical. It is simple if you understand it, but if you do not understand it, then it is going to give you a lot of problem. So let's look at a few of our references. For example, we are saying, again, we'll take the same reference, Bilal and Ahmad, 2015. So can you see a comma here? Can you see the bracket here, for example? All these things, we should have a very clear idea how to write the in-text referencing.